Don't really know how we can intro this one this week because we're missing a few here.
We're missing the person who picked the movie.
Yes, we are. I think that's a first.
Always good.
Yeah.
I feel like Nick did that before.
No, Nick has definitely done that.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, watch this 25th hour with the,
Yeah,
the
fuck off.
guys, and then see you later.
What a cock tease.
Well, we're down Nick as well. No Nick, no Zach, but it is the original Shoehorns. You know, maybe this will be our best episode in a long time. How about that?
Yeah.
We had a great week last week. I think
Knock on wood.
after a selection by me, the Devil's Backbone, I think that was an 8.5 out of 10 we gave that. Probably the best one in a while, but it hasn't been us four in a while. So let's get a foursome going. We'll play a little four ball here, a little best ball, a little handicap action.
We got two golf hats on the podcast.
A little four-man scramble. Can't get a smile out of Ben at all. Ben, you kind of look like Alex Smith tonight. Did you do that on purpose?
I
Thing.
got a fresh haircut.
Oh, I can tell.
What's that?
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Fresh out of UCLA, ready to change the
You don't-
world.
You don't look like you've seen one of those in a while, Wyatt.
I have not.
Oh, yeah. But, all right. Well, let's get it. This episode is The Gentleman, a Guy Ritchie film, picked by Zach, the cunt, the New Jersey cunt.
That guy loves his Guy Ritchie films, I tell you.
For our one viewer.
Yeah, that's the good thing about not having Zach on here is we're guaranteed a view because we have 0 views for our for the Devil's Backbone did not play with the audience.
No way.
It played with the Shoehorn, but we're sitting on 0 views right
Oh,
now.
is that because it was a two-parter and maybe that threw people off? Because it was a 9 out of 10 episode.
That does hurt
What?
the views when it gets split into 2 parts due to technological errors. Wyatt was to blame this time.
You guys are trying to tank my stats.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. You know what though? I gotta admit something. I did not watch this movie
What?
because hold on, I've seen it, but I haven't seen it in a couple months. I watched it a couple months ago.
Okay.
And I was gonna watch it if it was free, but then I saw that it was not free, and I didn't want to pay to watch it again.
That's fair.
So it's a little bit stale.
Did that change, by the way? Because I thought it was free last week.
It was free on HBO I think it was HBO for a long time.
Like the
For
10 times.
years it was free on HBO.
Yeah.
I swear, like they're tuning. That's who's tuning into these podcasts.
Yeah.
Big Brother is putting everything behind the paywall once we do these podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, let's just jump right into this.
Yeah.
The gentleman.
Guy
I've
Ritchie
seen
Guy
Guy
Ritchie film.
What are his other films? I'm not the biggest Guy Ritchie fan, to be honest with you, so I was a little bit hesitant going in.
Snatch, Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels.
Lock, Stock
Sherlock
was his
Holmes.
debut. That's his.
I feel like I've seen those, but if I have, I really need to rewatch them now after this because I'm just gonna say that I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I literally tried to watch this before, but I started it and saw Matthew McConaughey's character die immediately and said, "Fuck this movie! I don't want to watch it." And then I never watched it again. So that was nice that I was able to pick it back up because you realized that he did not die. So
That was a good twist. I like that.
yeah.
I knew that was if you didn't know that was exactly where the movie was going to end up going. Like I kind of thought that was stupid, personally.
I mean,
I guess I was.
I honestly thought that was the one thing that the movie was missing that could have made it better. Was like if one of those twists was not a twist and like something really bad actually happened. Like they were on the precipice of something really bad happening to what you would consider the good team in the movie.
seemingly control the whole time without. Yeah, that's true. But I just was like, man, fuck that. I don't want to I guess that's a good point. Why would they spoil the ending immediately? But that's just what I assume. Like, I assume here's some shoot 'em up, fuck it, blood fest movie. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? So I kind of was like, of course he's dead, and they're just gonna show us what led up to that. But no, I was highly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, other movies have done that. I think I mentioned this on a podcast recently, but the other guys killed off The Rock and Samuel Jackson right away. Scream, when they killed off Drew Barrymore, nobody could believe it at the time. That was a crazy.
Dude, the other guys, like, it's one of my favorite comedies. Like, Mark Wahlberg's kind of annoying, but him with like Eva Mendes and like trying to like, is that your wife? Like, that's serious.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, the other guys are but
who is that?
Who is that?
No, really.
What's crazy is I remember one of my favorite parts about this movie was just like the gang, the street gang. That seemed like it's such a Guy Ritchie thing.
What were they called? The toddlers?
Yeah, the toddlers.
Yeah, the toddlers.
That was an interesting one, but wasn't that a thing for a while where people would like videotape like themselves challenging people to fights and shit?
Probably.
Yeah, it's the fucking internet. That happens all the time.
I didn't know that was a trend. Is that a UK thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if that's exactly the thing, but that is typical.
Like, they were just doing a bunch of robberies with like cameras on and shit. I was
well, and then they posted to YouTube, and it's like, how are you not getting caught?
The toddlers, coming in proper.
Yeah, what do you think of that music video scene? Like,
I actually was digging it.
Yeah, at first I was like, well, what is going on? I thought it was gonna be corny, but I was actually like, all right, it kind of works.
Well, that Eric's
they did about 2 or 3 too many flips for me, but otherwise, it was kind of catchy.
I mean, I usually hate Hugh Grant. Absolutely loved him in this movie.
I was gonna say he might have been my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a slimy. He was such a slimy dirtbag in the movie.
He was very good. I love those glasses he was wearing for some reason.
Yeah,
I think that's why he was. I feel like he always has like a baby. Maybe it was just his look that made him.
He's older.
Yeah, he hasn't been in anything in a while. Like,
and you know him from like cheesy shit, probably.
Exactly. Yep.
Rom-coms.
Fucking dumb shit.
Love Actually.
Charlie Hunnam, man, I love Charlie Hunnam now, dude. I was not sold on that guy at first, and he's really grown on me through the years. Like, I fuck him now, dude.
That was one thing I wanted to bring up.
I enjoyed
the scene where he chased down the kid with the phone. He runs awkwardly. He runs very awkwardly.
P5 on his leg, I think. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
Although
that was why.
I don't think that was real though. Like, I think that was an embellishment. That was one thing that kind of threw me, was how Hugh Grant's character was like false, what's that called? Unreliable narrator, where he would just embellish. Because like that scene in the beginning when McConaughey's character like beats the shit out of Dry Eye and is like, this is the lion shit or whatever, and then shoots him. Then he was like, okay, yeah, that didn't happen. And I was just like, that kind of was annoying, but.
Yeah,
a few times, but I as well overall really enjoyed this movie.
I mean, it was paced great. The way they were utilizing the narration, the backtracking, and the force, like I loved. That can be tired. People have done that before, but I don't know, man. The way that Hunnam and that Hugh Grant were talking, and
I mean that's really what Guy Ritchie is famous for, is that type of stuff. And when he does it well, it's to me it's entertaining. I'm a pretty decent fan of Guy Ritchie.
This did not get rated properly according to like Metacritic. At least the thing that I used, got like a 51.
Really?
Which is really and IMDb users was like 7.5 or 8 or something, which is more. I would say more towards what I would say it was.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Tomatoes.
But yeah, man, I loved it. I loved Colin Farrell was amazing. He was just
he was good too.
Yeah, he was very good.
I thought his character was going to be so much different than it actually was.
Stole the movie, kind of. I thought.
What?
What'd you
I
say?
thought he stole the movie. Like,
yeah,
it's like in a short, in a It's not a cameo, but a short.
They depicted him on the, like Ben said, I thought he was going to be this fucking stud ass, gangster ass, you know what I mean? Like in charge of shit. Like, I don't know. They kind of tricked you on that, which was cool. Made you think he was more than he was, but he really kind of was that. But just kind of didn't want to be.
He was like behind him, kind of, and he was
my number. Now that sort of jogged my memory. My number one takeaway from this movie was that Colin Farrell totally stole the show for me. This movie. I mean, he was absolutely the best part.
Yeah, he's great. He's such a good comedic actor. Actually, I didn't. Starting to realize that now.
Yeah.
Under the gym. Yeah, it was great. Happy birthday, Nick. Welcome
Hey, Nick.
Nick Lee, happy birthday, boy.
Put that on the
Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
You look like you just got back from a nice dinner.
Yep. Just got back. No, I was on a call with my family. Yeah, sorry I'm late, guys.
Birthday like White's do?
Amanda's parents called me and sang happy birthday actually while I was on that call.
Gosh.
So yeah, I got my song. Anyway, I came in obviously just now, but I agree exactly with what Travis said. Stole the show, best part of the movie, no doubt, no question. I don't know what else you guys have covered so far, obviously.
This is getting restarted like 10 minutes ago. I think everyone here somewhat or enjoyed it so far from what we've heard. No surprises yet.
Yeah, I mean,
we're getting win a little bit over Guy Ritchie. I know you're.
Oh, dude,
you're a big
look at this.
Guy.
So this will blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Working titles. This is in the trivia. Working titles. One of them was Tough Guys.
Tough guys.
Yeah,
the toffee guys.
I noticed that.
TOFF.
Is he royalty? Is he from like a line of royal? Like, is that
No, it's a play on words. Toff in English slang means gay or like effeminate. So if you went to England with him and you called him Toff, if we kept going to bars and calling him Toff, people would think that we are shitting on him all day long.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious. Let's go to England and do that.
Not tell him.
I saw that somewhere in the movie. It was like a Toff Guys production or something like that. It was like so Toff Guys is a play on words of tough guy, but not tough guy. That's a tough guy.
Guy Ritchie.
That's a bitch.
Tough guy. Is that his company?
He's a tough guy. Tough guy.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's really good.
Salad Toft.
Toft.
Nah, dude. Yeah, we went over Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam has grown, at least on me as an actor. He used to kind of
in that I might know. I don't remember.
Is he the guy that has the guy with the beard and the glasses?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's got a beard, yes.
He looked semi-familiar, but I couldn't pin him. I couldn't place him.
He's been in a lot of shit.
Lost City of Sea with Robert Pattinson. That was, I think that came out a while ago about like a lost Amazonian city, like where they were trying to find whatever. He's been in a bunch.
Lost City of Z. Yeah, okay, I didn't see that.
Is Jamie Lannister?
Wasn't he in the biker show on FX?
Yeah.
Wasn't that his first big thing?
That's why I hated him. Yeah.
Oh, that's who it is.
Yeah,
I never watched that show, but that's who that is.
I didn't really love him. He was also in Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? He was in one. He was also in the Guy Ritchie movie King Arthur.
Wasn't he in Green Street Hooligans?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he like the dick hooligan older like brother-in-law or something?
He's like the main antagonist. That makes sense.
Yeah, sort of.
I can't place him in that.
So yeah, he's come a long way. And I used to
That's
hate
a movie I haven't seen in a long time either.
What about the Asian dude? I mean, he's kind of hit the scene, and he's the new hot Asian fire. I don't know. He's okay to me. He's all right.
Henry Golding. I think
Is that Henry Golding? Yeah.
Is that the guy from Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Movie rips. Crazy Rich Asians rips.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians.
Did anyone ever watch Marco Polo on Netflix?
I guess.
I watched a few. I may have made it a whole first season or a few episodes. Yeah.
The head Asian crime boss that he knocks wax off was the fighting blind monk from that.
Oh yeah.
100 Eyes. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him. That's a great call. I didn't place that.
Yeah.
At all.
I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah. That
he was pretty good.
I loved it in Marco Polo. I loved his character.
Yeah, that was great. And that throwing up scene was not.
Okay. Have we gone over Matthew McConaughey yet in this?
Not in depth, no.
Not at all. No, not really. Right? We haven't even brought him.
Not really. No.
We just brought up the opening scene, and that was about it.
How many people honestly were thinking he definitely died there?
I didn't think twice about it, really.
Wyatt, I think the only one that was pretty sure he died.
I took it as he died. I just didn't think about it.
I was positive the blood was going to be from somebody shooting the guy behind him. I was 100% sure that was what it was going to be.
Same.
I mean, when they don't show
it, exactly.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
It was so early on that I just forgot, and then there's a lot to keep up with plot-wise.
And that was why I was saying, like, I think the movie would have been better if he did get killed, or if his wife did get killed, or something something to really take the emotions, ratchet up the emotions of the film a little bit more. Otherwise, as like a slick, like kind of figuring it out as you go type movie. With some good action and, a lot of good actors, at least. I thought it was watchable, very watchable.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining as fuck.
I thought the payoff as you got deeper into the movie was good.
I enjoyed McConaughey. I'm kind of gotten to the point where, and I think I liked him more than I thought I would. This movie surprised the fuck out of me. I thought I was not going to like it that much. And
I completely misinterpreted what this movie was going to be based on like the previews when it was coming out.
Sounds
and
like
I tried
shoehorn pick.
Yeah, I had tried to watch it once before, and I think I watched the opening scene, like Wyatt said. And I swear to God, in the opening scene, they give McConaughey has a different accent. I swear.
Really?
And when I heard that and watched the opening scene, I was just like, nope, this isn't for me. And I turned it off. But this time, like, getting through that and, like, Guy Ritchie does do the whole, like, kind of sequencing backwards thing well. So after I kind of got over, like, oh, it's going to be another one of these, I enjoyed it. I really did. Hugh Grant telling the stories, and they were theoretically stories that he was telling because he didn't have all the pieces.
Mistake.
I thought that was really good. And then the little interactions between him and Charlie Hunnam's characters in between with the steak and the bourbon or whiskey or whatever, and that was good.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely, guys. It's no dead air. Come on.
It's literally
if Wyatt was drinking or something. He's our dead air.
Travis doesn't give this a 10, then I don't know what he gives a 10 because this was such an entertaining movie to me on Travis's scale.
This is gonna be hard for me to rate because Nick, you don't know this, but I actually didn't watch this. I saw this a couple months ago, so it's a little stale for me.
5 stars.
That's fine.
It's hard for me to rate it. But I would give it a pretty high rating. I enjoyed it a lot. I remember that. I did like it. I don't know if I'd go 10. I don't think I can go 10, but it'd be a high rating. This is no Top Gun Maverick, but it's good.
Oh my God! You're gonna keep going back to that well? That shit's running dry, my man.
So it's a deep well.
Yeah, is it? Is it?
It is.
Well, anyways, Nick, you brought up McConaughey. Did you have like issues with him, or were you only just saw him at the beginning? I can't remember.
I thought he's fine. He's I use the word serviceable a lot on this. I think he's okay. I don't think this was like wow, he came to play. I've seen McConaughey.
Yeah.
I've seen both. This is my thoughts on it, and it will tie into my rating eventually. This is certainly not the peak of Matthew McConaughey's powers. This is certainly not the peak of Guy Ritchie's powers, but it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's good. I like McConaughey. He doesn't like mess it up or anything, but it's like it's almost like him like caricature almost like the whole like lion thing and how he was used. It's not phenomenal stuff, but it's okay. The fact that he gets outclassed here by Colin Farrell says a lot.
Like I think he gets outclassed by Charlie Hunnam as well. To be honest with you, I think.
Sure. No, I think that's fair too. I think that I generally speaking, I think that McConaughey was fine. He's the right person for this role, whatever. But it wasn't like I've got to see this again. I can't believe what I saw here. It was he was so great. It was all right. It was good.
Yeah, I've come to the realization that he's very hit and miss, or maybe he just doesn't go all out for every role. I don't know, like he's not my favorite actor, but he can be tremendous, obviously. But yeah, this was kind of him. He didn't overdo it. I was worried about that. He kind of fit, like you said, he fit it like perfectly, but
he got close to overdoing. Like I think I compared a lot to Lincoln Lawyer in terms of like how he presented. Like I think that I like Lincoln Lawyer a lot more than this movie, I'll say that. But I think that the level that he's coming at is like that level. There's not like something deep and dark that he's holding on to. It's not like Dallas Buyers Club. It's not, it's not like that depth, but it's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be doing that. That's not his character. I do think the person. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say, as good as Colin Farrell was, and he's like a bit player here. I feel like he got brought down to the average because of how bad Jeremy Short was. I could not stand Jeremy Short in this movie.
I wanted to bring.
He was. Which one is he? Is he the
gay
guy
one?
that was buying the?
Yeah.
He was the one that was buying.
Yeah, he plays like the like closeted gay Jew. I'm guessing. Like I don't really. So he's a method actor too, which blew my mind because he gets really deep into method acting, and I was wondering what he was doing for this role. I thought he was garbage.
I thought him and the Asian guy kind of together were the weakest. They were the weakest stories of all. I didn't necessarily need the. I don't know.
Yeah. And, maybe the story is part of it, but him on screen, I was just like, wow, is this guy like just phoning it in? I couldn't believe how bad he was compared to the rest of the cast. And Hugh Grant came to play too. It took me a while. Hugh Grant, at first, I was not sold, and then I bought into him eventually. I think he got better and better in the movie.
Yep, he was.
Anyway, that's pretty much all my notes for the movie.
I agree. I thought Matthew, that character, he never really sold me that he was like a serious dealer. Like, so when he got found out in the end, I was just like, well, yeah, no shit. Like this guy didn't like. I guess McConaughey did a good job of coming off as like a legit kind of hard businessman, and this guy was just like, oh, tell me your stuff, and I just
also.
And then never bought it like that. He was smart or anything, so it wasn't a shock.
And what type of reveal was it? Oh, I don't know. I mean, like. Maybe I missed that twist and turn. It was Jeremy Short that told that leaked the information that he could go rob the spot, right?
Yeah.
He told Dry Eye, and then Dry Eye, his little confidant guy, passed it on to those kids, and that's how they found that farm.
Right. Yeah, it's like I couldn't believe that actually. I was kept waiting to hear what the twist was, and I was so disappointed because it was like, oh, the guy where you showed him, the only person that you showed this to, that's the guy that it was?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh my gosh, no way, guys. Like, I thought that is Guy Ritchie losing his magic right there. Like, that's not him doing clever writing.
Listen, he's like, oh, I don't know this Dry Eye guy. And then it's like, oh, we have video of you talking to him. And he was at a fucking Arsenal game.
The best, the best when they blackmailed the guy Pig, and what Colin Farrell had to say about that was so fucking funny. Like, oh, they've gotten to the part, mates. Like, they know exactly. Like, the guy's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
It was great.
I wish to God it was a movie about that character. That would have been a 10.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a 10.
Yeah, how do we get Guy Ritchie to do that movie? That spinoff.
That was at the end when he killed the Russian guy, and then he just goes, holds up 4 because it's like the 4th favor I've done, or whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That was really well done.
Well,
Did
It
you?
was also really convenient that I assumed that the toddlers were trying to take out Michael at the end when they ended up saving him. Correct.
Correct. That was my.
Yeah. So how did we move past that little tiff? Colin Farrell,
What do you mean?
those are his kids. Like they tried to kill the guy that he was still, trying to help.
I take it as he probably didn't even know because it just happened so fast, and they probably drove off. He lived. Colin Farrell helped the other guy, so maybe they don't even find out.
Or maybe that's what the 4th favor took care of.
Pretty much, like, yeah. At that point, it's like, dude, you're good to go, and then they never really question it, probably. Unless
that was another little thread that I thought didn't get tied off. But
well, at first I thought they were doing it for him. Then I was like, how the hell did they get advance notice these guys? And then I realized,
yeah, exactly. No, yeah. They thought obviously that they needed to still help Coach by getting rid of him.
right.
I thought Coach had made it pretty damn clear though that hey, we're just going to pay off our debt and then we'll be cool. I did this so that you guys wouldn't have to have any problems. Like, you think that would have been communicated
pick up on
better?
That. Are you saying he was sending the kids to kill Matthew McConaughey?
No, but I'm saying that the kids on them took that initiative on their own, thinking that they needed to help Coach get out of the situation still. Like, they didn't know that he was working out.
I guess I missed
the
that
debt from that situation, and that it was actually working. Like, I would have thought he would have explained that to the toddler.
I think they just don't really listen, and they're just like trying to help him out. Was like
maybe.
Then he was even in the car.
No.
Oh yeah, so it was just
he was with Charlie Dunham's character killing those other Russians.
He specifically
in.
He tells the toddlers before he goes to that dude's house, and then the guy in the box, Hugh Grant. He says "Oh, you guys have really screwed me," or something like, "I can't believe I have to do this," or something. So he says that to them, so they know he's in a tough debt. So I think they're just like, "Fuck it, we'll solve this problem. Just kill this guy for you," even though they never told him to do that.
Yeah,
I see.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was a good.
Yeah, I kind of thought this was. I thought it was going to be more like Smoking Aces in a sense. It seemed like it was going to be a bunch of, and I guess it was kind of, but I thought it was going to be just a bunch of dudes gunning and competing for this thing, for no reason. They all died at the end or some shit. So I was very relieved that it was kind of weird. Like Ben said, there was.
It never went full dark, full.
But yeah, it was kind of too easy almost that they were always had the upper hand. Him and his wife were just always, for some reason, you know what I mean? It's okay, so they were kind of in control throughout the whole movie. Great. What the fuck was the point?
You have to believe you're the lion.
That was the one dark part, I guess, was the almost rape or potential rape, I guess.
Which also I thought made no sense.
That was just that was stupid.
He came there to kidnap her, and then all of a sudden it turned into a rape.
Silvertooth was dumb. He was dumb. That character sucked. Let's just be. I think he sucked out of all of them.
Who?
The Asian guy.
Dry Eye.
Yeah.
He was all right.
Silvertooth.
Yeah, Silvertooth. It was dumb. What the fuck?
Oh god.
What the fuck was the point of that? Okay, cool. I'm scared, or am I more scared of him because of his?
He was unhinged.
Yeah. I'll rape you.
Something I did want to bring up specifically for Travis. My jaw dropped to the floor when there was a selfie going on of somebody dropping out of a window and to their demise, and somebody taking a selfie. You can't come up with anything original these days. It's already been done.
No, that doesn't affect your thing at all. Obviously, that idea has been toyed with, but you're taking it to an extreme, and it's sort of
that
a
was like
path.
It blew my mind. I just went
No. There's a lot of stuff about the selfies, people taking the selfies and dying on the towers and stuff.
Yeah, have you seen?
I mean, that's the thing. That's a big part of our lives now is people dying taking selfies.
Dude, have you seen?
I really like that scene.
Part of my life.
I did really like that whole. That's when I started like really having fun, and that seemed like old school Guy Ritchie stuff where they're chasing the kids through the shit. They're doing like the stop and then the start, like the way he's cutting, the way the motion's going. Yeah. The guy getting hit by the train, like these fuck ups are kind of funny. I thought that whole thing, like I had so much fun with them messing with the kids. I love that.
Yeah,
another thing that got me was like the Russian dad, like that guy's Russian dad that was like could be a problem, was brought up early, and I was like, this is definitely going to end up being a part of the movie now because it's been brought up, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, the real guy that's trying to kill you.
Yeah, Cockney accent right there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I feel like maybe we've been conditioned through the years to get smarter of what to pay attention to, or he's becoming not as great as original a writer, and the latter is what I think.
It's tough though for him though because he keeps trying to write the same type of movie with a different plot every time, and that's why I just keep doing that.
Well, I think Nick said it perfectly. I don't know if you were talking about this exactly, but I think you were talking about some of the characters, but he's sort of become a caricature of himself.
Yeah, it's the worst thing.
I mean, this is like a caricature of Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, and it's still okay. Like Revolver, I can't stand because of that. Oh my god,
I wanted to bring that up. That's possibly one of the worst movies ever made.
I mean, he's chasing this thing, and it shows also to the point of he's not versatile. Like he has no range. He can do this thing, and I don't know about King Arthur. I never saw it. That probably fits that bill of not being in this vein.
Looks
but
awful.
Like the underbelly of England.
I somewhat liked it, but it's not great.
Fucking Robin Hood.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you're good at. I mean, obviously the other shit.
Robin Hood? Well, that's what I mean, Eric. Like people like David Fincher, for example, is somebody who does similar stuff a lot of the time, like the way it looks, the way it feels, but they're always, most of the time, almost always very, very good movies.
Yeah.
He did Rock and Roll also.
Well, I get what you're saying, yeah.
I mean, I actually really like
the
Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I forgot he did those. Those are fun. Those are like, and he nails that because that's like blockbuster. Get the whole family, get all the money in the bag, and get out of there. You know, like he does that really well.
Yeah, he does.
Aladdin?
Till Aladdin. Yeah.
Aladdin?
Yeah.
He did Aladdin?
He did.
I never watched that, but.
I mean, exactly what you're talking about. He had so much success with Sherlock Holmes in exactly the way you just described. They're like, yeah, let's give him a Disney movie.
Keep him in the bag.
I didn't even think the Sherlock Holmes movie was that good.
Well, I mean, they were pretty good, but they made a lot of. They were very well received and made a lot of money.
That's what I mean when I say they're successful. They're exactly what they should be. They're not like gonna blow your mind, but it's fun, whatever. It's like Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West is not a good movie, you know. Like, but we all had a fun time
that
jerking
was also
off in the theater.
Well, that was a box office bomb.
Really?
I don't think so, dude.
No.
It probably made money, but I didn't.
I mean, I definitely saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I thought this is fine. Chris Klein, Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones. What's not? That's fine, cool.
Well, I think the problem was it had a ginormous budget, but I'm gonna look that up.
There's no way Tommy Lee Jones is in that movie.
All right, so it grossed 113
Tommy Lee Jones is not in that movie?
domestically and 108 million overseas for a worldwide total of 222 million against a production budget of 170 million.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
see, that's terrible.
That's not
Yeah,
great.
considered commercially unsuccessful.
I mean,
There you go.
because marketing means they lost money on that movie.
So Tommy Lee Jones is not in that, Wyatt? That was just Men in Black I'm thinking of?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no way he's in that too.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, you'll be okay.
I'm
It'll
wrong.
be okay. I think I'll forgive you. It'll be okay, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about stepping on your toes. You're Tommy Lee. I know how you feel. Yeah, no, Men in Black rocked that, ripped. That's an actual good movie going back. If you still go back and watch it,
Yeah, Men in Black is
Classic.
money.
Yeah.
that's been
Hey man,
amazing.
Selma
Like, very
Hayek.
good.
Selma Hayek in Wild Wild West was delightful to watch.
Yeah, she always is.
Good
He was-
actress.
No,
Still, the best scene ever is the what's the vampire movie?
Oh yeah.
Dusk Till
From
Dawn.
Till Dusk?
Yeah.
She's
Dusk
in it
Till
for
Dawn.
like 5 minutes, and it's the
Yeah.
best thing in the world.
I'd say that
Yeah.
was the beginning of that movie before it became vampire. I was like, this movie fucking rocks. And then the second it became like vampire shit, I was like, fuck this movie. I'm done. I'm over it.
I'm with you, Wyatt. That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, it made a total turn from Tarantino crime movie to horror vampire movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It was
what is this
George
movie?
Tarantino
From
were
Dusk
like
Till Dawn.
was
I've
working
never even heard of this movie.
cocaine.
It's one of the it's George Clooney. Tarantino wrote it, I think. He didn't direct it. Robert
And he's in it.
Rodriguez.
George
he's in it.
Clooney in a
Tarantino acts in
Tarantino movie?
Yeah.
George Clooney and Tarantino are like literally buddy the leads. It's wild stuff. And oh my god.
Well, they're brothers, right? Aren't they brothers, I think, or no?
No.
No?
In the movie?
Was this one of Tarantino's first films, like when he had just given up acting?
I think it was one of the first ones he wrote. He wrote like True Romance, maybe was first, and then that.
True Drum
Yeah, it was
Man.
like one of his bigger things. Well, and no, there's a movie I've seen that Tarantino's first movie, which is like a bunch of vignettes. I forget what it's called. It has Eli. Is it Eli Roth? That's his name.
That's a horror guy,
Yeah.
so that could be
Or
it.
no. What's Tim Roth? Sorry, Tim Roth.
No, Tim Roth.
Talking about
Oh, you're not talking about
what's it called?
the Kurt Russell, the car movie and the Planet
No,
Horror?
not that.
Not that, okay.
It's like his first movie he ever made, pretty much. It's like
Yeah.
these short stories about like women and witches and stuff, or something
Lovebirds
like that.
in Bondage?
What is? Oh, you're not, okay, I thought you were talking about Reservoir Dogs at first.
It says it's a short.
No, it's before Reservoir Dogs.
No,
Okay.
it sounds like
and
that's what
it-
Ben is mentioning.
It's got to be what Ben said. It has to be.
No,
It's like
Lovebirds
these
in Bondage.
small 15-minute chunks of scenes. It didn't. It's
I don't think this
it's
is
kind
it.
of weird.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's got to be it. Lovebirds in Bondage. It has to be.
No,
It
it's
sounds
about. It says it's a black comedy about a girl who suffered brain damage after a car accident.
Or My Best
Okay.
Friend's Birthday.
Yeah.
Well, while you guys look that up, let's talk about our favorite scenes from the movie. I'll go ahead and say one of my favorite scenes it was mentioned, but favorite parts of the scene when they go and get the heroin back was when Charlie Hunnam actually makes the kids sit down and he like this like they're actual dogs. I really like that scene. I thought he did a good job taking control of everything.
Oh, he's a boss. He was a boss.
Sit down. And then after that kid tried to hit him when he was leaving, he just slapped the fuck out of him. He's like, I want a junkie try and knock me
Yeah,
out. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know. Pick any of the Colin Farrell scenes, and those would be my favorite scenes. But apart from that, I like the part where Hugh Grant came to the house, Charlie Hunnam's house, and that whole scene I liked.
The entire movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Was that the entire movie?
Well,
It was a
one-
good chunk of the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I did like this. Like, hey, do you have any steak?
Well, but they kept cutting it back and forth. I mean, it wasn't actually that long of a scene.
And I'm just
I didn't hate the scene where the wife took out the 2 bodyguards with
been a
the
while.
paperweight.
Yeah, that was cool with the small ass bullet. That was interesting.
Well, it was cool how the first guy like didn't realize he was essentially dead already.
Yeah, it's probably slowly moving through his lobe.
That was weird.
But yeah, also like did it actually go through, and that was cool.
Yeah, that was.
You could fit the skull with that actual gun, but maybe.
No,
From
my
that range, probably.
any of the comments Colin Farrell was making after the guy fucked the pig and all this stuff, like, oh yeah, but imagine how I felt. I watched you do it, buddy. Like you're good. Everything he said.
Oh, also
he was great.
The black boxer when the guy's like, "Get in here! Why aren't you trained? Where you black cunt?" You go, "You can't say that. That's racist.
Oh,
Can't do that."
I found it, by the way, and I'm wrong. It's after Reservoir Dogs. It's called 4 Rooms.
Found it.
I was way wrong. Madonna's in it.
Donna, married to Guy Ritchie.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I was
Sorry
gonna
to
say they were married at one point.
Yes, they were. I think that's
I
how
didn't know
he got
that.
to stardom. That's probably why he got all those movies, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he had good movies to
Wait,
start.
Quentin Tarantino was married to
No,
Madonna
Guy
and then
Ritchie.
to Guy Ritchie?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh, I knew
Guy
that. Okay.
Ritchie.
Okay.
It was fucking everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think
Guy
Tarantino's
Ritchie.
ever had a girlfriend.
Well,
That guy's too weird.
I just saw that
fuck my own self.
Tarantino played a character in Little Nicky.
Yeah, the priest guy. Of course.
Yeah, the deacon.
We are going in.
You know, I would say this though, like, how do the Coen brothers have wives and Quentin Tarantino has, like, you know, he's got something to him. When you see the Coen brothers talk, they're like, they go like this and talk about their movies. Like,
Really? I've never
they look
seen
like they look crazy.
One of the
like
Coen brothers, I can't remember
psychopaths.
which one his looks bad.
Yeah, I gotta look them up, I guess.
Quentin Tarantino, I bet you he's married. Why are you saying he's never
I
married?
don't know. I just got that.
Yeah, he comes off that way, but I bet you.
Well,
Comes off.
Francis McDormand, who actually went back, Francis McDormand used to be a catch. I saw her in something that was like around the time they did Blood Simple. She was hot at one point, like pretty good looking.
Okay, Tarantino dated Kathy Griffin in the 90s.
Oh,
Interesting.
Holy moly!
Ew.
That's a bad look.
Person.
He went
He
out
is
with
a sick fuck.
Sophia Coppola.
No, Frances McDormand was hot in Miller's Crossing. She's actually like attractive.
Really?
It's funny
I thought
that you
so.
bring
That's
her
hard
up.
to believe.
I've been listening to Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee, and they actually, somebody joked that Bobby Lee had fucked Kathy Griffin back in the day, and he said, no, I never fucked her. You know, she's got an angry vagina.
Dude, Tarantino's wife is hot.
He is married? I can't find that.
You're gonna be jealous, Travis. She looks like a
Yeah.
fiery Latina here.
Oh no.
Oh no!
No, you're making that up. I can't find that.
Okay. It's on his Wikipedia.
Oh wait,
Who
hold
does
on.
this?
Oh wait,
I
it's
Googled Tarantino wife.
I think she's Israeli.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Israeli singer Daniela Pick.
What the fuck were you typing in? Were you typing in what the fuck were you typing in?
Who writes that?
What?
I typed in Quentin Tarantino wife, and it says Quentin Tarantino's wife. Everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
Yes. No, yeah, she's pretty silly. She looks a lot like one of my number 1 seeds. You know who I'm talking about, Eric? Come on, who is it? Who does she look like?
Like a movie.
Why would Eric know that?
If you like Seinfeld and if you like
Man, Tarantino looks pretty rough.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
she looks like Marissa Tomei.
Oh, dude.
Money.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's all that?
Well, what did we all? Do we want to get to our overall ratings here?
Sure. Yeah, there's not a lot else to say about this movie, I don't think.
Yeah, just watch it, dude. Watch it one time at least and fuck off, you little fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah, which I remember.
Make some Pop Secret movie theater butter popcorn and have a great time, kids.
Say peanut butter
You know
pop.
what? Don't
Pop
do that
Secret.
because I had I had Pop Secret movie theater popcorn bullshit. It's garbage. You need
What?
Jolly Time.
Jolly
Time popcorn. I'm
Nick,
telling you
Nobody
guys.
does. Nobody does the Orville Redenbacher anymore.
I'm a Pop Secret guy for real.
good
I
job.
grew up on.
Please get on the
Orville.
Jolly Time and write back
No,
to me.
I used to be on the Jolly Time train. I've moved on to the Pop Secret.
You're an
Who used
adult
to
now,
get-
huh?
Yeah.
Who
All
used to
right.
get the
Okay.
Blockbuster brand popcorn?
I definitely got it, I'm sure.
I got it
several
all the
times.
time.
I don't
That
remember.
shit. No, not me, man. You think my dad was gonna let that happen? Hell
Let's stick with the
no.
Orville. Mr. Orville.
Orville? No, man.
Yeah,
You guys,
I'm Orville all day.
you guys are sleeping on the Pop Secret.
No,
Mr.
Well,
Redenbacher,
Pop
please.
Pop Secret's very good.
we're awake.
All right, well, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a couple months, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Colin Farrell,
Uh-huh.
I mean, the dude, I wish he would make more movies like this and In Bruges and Banshees of Inisherin where he plays those types of roles. That's when he's at his fucking best.
What?
I'd love to see him do some more roles like that.
Like The Recruit? I feel you, man. I feel you, dude.
I like The Recruit, the old school Al Pacino.
Pacino. Hooah!
Phone booth next week.
What?
Phone booth.
I mean,
Oh,
terrible
I'm-
as it was, I
I'm-
actually enjoyed
Why,
Phone
dude?
Booth when I saw it.
Dude, when did that come out? Because I remember seeing it in theaters.
Kiefer Sutherland, just the voiceover was enough to keep that
I
like entertaining.
love Phone Booth.
2002.
There's a bomb in this
I
kill.
love Phone
So
Booth.
we were.
Yeah, Phone Booth. I like Phone Booth too.
I don't remember a damn thing about it. Wow, he looks so freaking young. Holy
For some reason I
what?
remember
It's about a guy in a
Yeah.
phone booth.
No, I know that. I just don't remember. How
it's funny. Every time a phone rings, someone has to answer.
That would be.
it's like Speed in a phone booth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it was. They took
It reminds
Speed.
me of. Did anybody ever see the movie Locke?
No.
Oh, Lock with a
It's yeah, Locke with an E. It's that English actor. God, I can't pull his name right now.
Statham.
What?
Statham.
No.
Tom
Yeah,
Hardy.
well,
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is in a car the entire movie having conversations on his Bluetooth.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I never saw that.
On his Bluetooth. I got no connection.
Who the hell
I
is
can't
this?
remember. I can't rember.
Service.
I just mean to say I like when movies, because if you can pull it off even somewhat, that's pretty good. That you can kind of experiment in that format. Like,
Yeah.
he's in a fucking phone booth the whole movie. It's a short movie, but I think they do a good job.
Wasn't it mentioned in this movie, and it's a movie I've heard of, but they talked about Coppola slipped in the conversation in between Godfathers 1 and 2. Did they mention that in this movie? Or was that something else I just saw?
This movie, and I was actually going to say we should nominate that because I've never heard of that.
I've never
and
seen
it
that
sounds
either. I've heard of it, but I think it's a movie where, like, I think they said in the movie, like, they just talk at a table or something the whole time. Like,
That's
it's
what
literally a conversation.
Want to know what I've never
Like
seen?
you're talking about, like, it's just one.
Don't you dare say Speed, Wyatt.
I've never seen a single Godfather.
Really?
Me either.
That's insane.
Godfather's
You also love
pretty
it.
money.
So I certainly
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said that's bad.
Nation or whatever you just said.
You'll
I've
love
never really wanted to get into it.
it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know my
Pretty
next
good.
pick.
It's incredible.
I'd actually like
Pretty-
to watch Godfather again. It's been a while.
Well, nominated.
We
I
can't,
was down.
we can't honestly put Godfather into the movie Shoehorn. It's the top-rated
That's what
movie.
makes it a shoehorn, though. The
Yeah,
fact
how
that-
many movies? First of all, how many of them are there, and how long are they? Because aren't there
How
a
many
few, and they're all very long?
First
Yeah.
of all,
There's three, but really the first two are you could almost stop
think
after
they're-
two.
I think they're at 3 hours each, but like,
Yeah, that's a heavy investment.
well,
Yeah,
it's
pay me
fucking
25.
worth it because it's literally received as the best movie of all time.
oh man, so is fucking
You're
Casablanca.
hating it. Oh yeah, but it's not Casablanca.
Have you seen Casablanca? You'd probably like it.
I never.
No,
I
seen
bet
Casablanca many
Casablanca's
times.
bad too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
well,
that
well.
is that. See, to me, that is almost the shoehorn. It's movies that people that's sort of actually the whole point to me is even if it's the best fucking movie all time, the IMDb top rated movie of all time, still a ton of people have never seen it, don't want to see it.
Because people get stubborn, like me with with Beetlejuice and like Ghostbusters. I don't know why. I never saw them. I said I never will.
Yeah, and everybody has those movies.
I actually
I
had,
have those
this actually
movies.
leads me to something I was remembering. I was thinking about it because who here saw the movie Mank, the David Fincher Netflix movie?
No.
I want to. You told
I
me
was
about
thinking that'd be a great movie to watch here, but it's about the writing of Citizen Kane.
it.
Okay, so the precursor is you have to have seen Citizen Kane to get the full pop of what
Yeah.
Mank is about. So it would be like
It's
a
a 2 for
twofer that
1.
we'd watch.
Yeah.
We'd have to watch Citizen Kane first and then watch Mank and compare.
That's something.
I'd actually kind of like to do that because I've never seen Citizen Kane either. That's a shoehorn.
Well, that's what I was
for me.
also thinking. Who in this group has seen Citizen Kane?
I know that he got spoiled.
I've seen it once or twice, but it's been a long time.
I know that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's what I'm proposing. But I was
Citizen-
thinking that
Throwing
that
that
would be
idea.
Citizen Kane is Rosebud, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yeah, okay.
alert. That's why I can't watch it.
Why can't you watch it?
Never mind. I don't want to spoil it.
Yes, spoil it. I mean, I don't think Citizen Kane can even be in spoiler territory.
The twist ending. Ben just gave it away.
The craziest thing,
right.
honestly, the craziest thing in movies I've ever heard was that when I was watching the extras to Apocalypse Now, or not extras, it's the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now. It's called Hearts of Darkness, and it's about the Joseph Conrad. So
Book,
Apocalypse Now is based off of the book by Joseph Conrad,
Yeah.
Hearts of Darkness. And the history of making that movie, it had been tried to make in Hollywood several times. The first iteration of it was supposed to be done by Orson Welles, but because he couldn't get the right funding and the right locations and sets done for it, he had to scrap the entire project, and he made Citizen Kane instead of Hearts of Darkness. So Citizen Kane was never really supposed to be made, and it's considered #1 movie ever.
Huh.
That's
crazy.
That's like a crazy thing.
But honestly, that happens all the time in Hollywood. I feel.
I know.
I mean, it's
They
that
have
sort
to
of stuff.
scrap projects and they make something else, and that's art,
Unintentional genius.
Yeah,
That's
he was all in. He had things like little models built out and the script done, and never happened. And then Spielberg was supposed to do something with handheld cameras in Vietnam about it. He was proposing this whole thing, and they go and do all this stuff and shoot it. Never happened. They couldn't get the sign off because of the liability of them dying during real warfare. And then Coppola.
That sounds like they took that little aspect and put that in Tropic.
Oh, 100%. You should watch. Hearts of Darkness in itself is an excellent movie.
Yeah, that sounds. I like Apocalypse Now
excellent
quite
movie.
a bit, so I think I would like that.
Yeah, you'd be all over Hearts.
Where
If
is
you've
that?
seen Apocalypse
Where's
Now,
that?
I got it. It's in the box set for Apocalypse Now Blu-ray. It comes with it, but it's its own film. You can find it
By
somewhere.
his granddaughter, isn't it? Sophia Coppola or something.
Sophia Coppola did it? I didn't know that.
No, it was.
I think his wife did it. I think his wife is the one that put it together.
Yeah. Something like that.
The DVD, you mean?
Yeah, his wife is
documentary?
kind of documenting the whole thing while he's making the movie, and then she takes it and it's really good.
Coppola. You're correct.
Yeah, those Coppolas are talentless.
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah, losers. Yeah. Just
Also
like Newton, what's his name? Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told that to my dad, by the way. I told that to Serge.
What did you say?
Oh, man.
That Paul Newman's a
Well,
hack.
it was a two-part thing. I told him that my friends think that Paul Newman was a loser, and he just said okay. And then I was watching. Has anybody seen the White House Plumbers on HBO with Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux about Watergate?
No.
I started it, but I'm only halfway through the first episode. But they get to LA, and they're like, "Oh, I think Paul Newman lives around this street." And then Woody Harrelson says, "Communists," and that shit just is so fucking good. Anybody in Hollywood is just a communist. So good.
Wait, so is White House Plumbers a new series on HBO?
Yeah, it's about. So they just did Gaslit on, I think it was Hulu. That was about Watergate as well. And then this is like a similar thing. Justin Theroux is Gordon Liddy, and Woody Harrelson plays Howard Hunt. It's good. So far, it's pretty funny. Gaslit was better though.
Oh, really?
You want to hear my take on Hollywood from back in the day and
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Here's my take. Think about all the talentless pieces of shit that are on the screen right now because of the oversaturation of media. Back in the day, there were so many less movies being made simply because of, money and, there was less studios. I'm sure all that shit. So think about how many talentless fucks were just propelled into stardom simply because they existed or tried. Because there are so many actors now that you could say, why the fuck is that person acting? How on earth is this person in multiple movies, let alone one? So I'm not saying that Paul Newman or whatever the fuck his name was that bad, but to me it was kind of like that is what was like, and I only seen him in that movie, so maybe it's not fair, you know what I mean? But that's what was the it factor back then. That's all it
Well, he was also like 70 in that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
yes. I probably
if you never had the salad dressing, would you have got those rolls?
No,
Yeah.
of course not, Eric.
Good point.
Probably.
The rolls come with the salad, Eric.
Well, to your point, so why that's a good tie-in for The Godfather, because what they really, at one point, they kind of say, without the backing of the mob, Sinatra never becomes Sinatra, right? Like, people back then, you're right, there's less content, and there's less, like, the Paramount stars, those 20 stars or whatever, those are the 20 stars of Paramount. Like, they're individual people. And now there's a million jokers.
Well, dude, they're all admitting it now that Hollywood is now it's fucking nepotism, dude. Everyone is either an offspring of someone. I know, and it's like none of these people are necessarily talented. They just know people are related to people with money. Look at the Mara twins. They're fucking.
Why do you think the government has nepotism rules? Because humans have been doing nepotism for thousands of years.
Right, and that's why. And I'm not saying they're bad, but it's like, would they have had a shot if they'd be great if their fucking parents didn't own or their grandparents didn't own the Steelers and the Giants?
To your point, why I think that is a feather in your cap in your argument. I do agree that is a good point about, if we take it back to Paul Newman, that's a platform you can stand on.
Right. So I don't know. I wish I could see more with him in it because, I kind of just fly off the handle like, fuck him, face over. It's
the latest, Brad Pitt's role in that latest, what's his name, Eric? The movie that, the La La Land guy, Whiplash guy. What did he just come out with?
Babylon?
Babylon. Brad Pitt's character in Babylon is very similar to that kind of frontman Paul Newman-esque, except he's doing silent films instead. And it's the transition from moving from silent to talking movies, and that's an interesting movie. That's pretty good.
Oh, okay, I need to watch it.
You were the only person to watch that movie, I think.
I think Zach did.
Zach's seen every movie ever.
Yeah, that guy. Did anybody like or watch Hail Caesar?
I hated Hail Caesar.
Really?
That's Coen Brothers, right?
Yeah, it's Coen Brothers, but nobody liked it.
Is it a singing movie?
Bust.
Like a musical?
It was a bust. Don't waste my time.
I didn't see Buster Scruggs.
I didn't really like Buster Scruggs that much.
Like Nick, you should be. When I watch the Kroll Show, and sometimes when I like specifically him as like Liz from Publicity, like you could do that. The Kroll Show is hilarious.
I could not.
You could. If you really like, you couldn't, because I guess maybe I feel at times that I could do things where like, do I want to? You know what I mean? It's like about wanting to. So I feel like some of the people that I know, like you or some of my friends, I'm just like Desi, you have to. It's just like about saying, that I'm worthwhile for people to be entertained by me. You know what I mean? I don't know what it takes.
To your point earlier, I think that Kroll is, I think independently wealthy, and he doesn't have to do this stuff for money. I think he comes from money, and like there's some tie-in of how he got to be where he is, of just like, you know, like he knew the right people and they popped them up. And
yeah, because I was remembering that as why I was saying that. Yeah, his dad's a billionaire. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Like he has no business, and he's funny.
It's easy for him. Have you ever seen some of his early stand-up, like the characters he would do?
He's not. It wasn't. I could imagine it's not good.
It's one of them I saw, and he was like wearing. He's like this. He tries to be this Latina gay hooker, and he wears like sparkly thongs and stuff. And I was like, this guy is really really weird.
Dude, it's crazy,
and he gets away with it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like same with like Adam DeMamp. Like I feel like he can be so funny, but like I feel like some of their early shit is really dumb. And like if we simply just sat down and said, "Fuck our lives now consist of making dumb sketch comedies." I don't know. Eventually, I don't know. Maybe we could get there. Maybe we couldn't. Maybe they do have some form of.
DeMamp can turn it on though, because he plays it like my mom's like, "Oh, I love that guy from Modern Family." I'm like, "Oh, do you like when he smokes weed?" It's the same with like Pharrell.
Perfect.
Like my mom when she's like, "Oh, Pharrell at the Academy Awards for Happy. He's such a wonderful guy." I was like, "Oh, you know those songs where he talks about niggas and bitches?" Like you know those songs, Mom?
Hey,
so these guys like can. I think there's a huge skill in being able to play, like you can shift in and out of worlds like that. I think that DeMamp gets it, and like he can do Pitch Perfect, and he can do Workaholics.
Come up with Miata Life. Come on, Wyatt.
No, I'm saying that like
Miata Life. That's so.
Miata. No, what I was saying is like now he is talented because they like went through the growing pains of like doing stupid ass fucking sketches. You know what I mean?
You put me onto their podcast, and I didn't know until I heard that he got run over by a dump truck and like almost died. Like when he was 11.
Crazy.
He got like pulverized.
Well, we might look back and see these first 100 episodes as our stupid sketches.
It's not long before
we could be bigger than bad friends.
I mean, this is what it all ties back to is we always say why don't we have a show? Why don't we have a podcast? And then Travis wants to do the podcast, and I'm enjoying it. This is our 20th episode. We should celebrate that. Congratulations, everyone!
Wow, congratulations! I can't wait in like 10 years to tell Everett. Look around this palace. None of this would be possible without Uncle Travis.
Never know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always thought Workaholics was the best comp. I mean, I love them and they're great and they're obviously hilarious, but I felt like we could have done like a Workaholics type show.
Man, Amanda's take on Workaholics still rings in my ears. And I probably told you guys this before, at least some of you.
Give it.
Amanda, I showed her Workaholics. She laughed 0 times. And then I said, "You don't think this is funny?" And she said, it's made for losers by losers.
Well, that ties in perfectly to what I'm saying.
Ow.
Yeah, I said, I guess I'm a loser, man. Like I think I loved her line though. For losers by losers.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Perfect.
It's a great line.
Well, she didn't see me out of life.
Well, that's the one I showed her.
That's the best episode by far.
It's the best episode. Miata Life with the clowns. It's just
clowning is we be clowning so good.
We got the city by the balls, baby.
I saw that at your place in Denver, Eric.
Yeah, because that was my favorite episode at the time. I couldn't believe it, and it had the fucking TK, the magic genie dunking guy.
The
dunking clown.
Oh, you, Julie, your birthday.
All right, so I'm sorry.
We got off
track really quick. So it was an 8.5 from Travis.
We got off track on the scores. Yeah. Who's next?
Hey, I'm I'm in the junkies model of go off track if you want.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
fine.
I just wanted to. I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
it
you
back
bring
a
it,
little
bring
bit.
it back. Yeah.
I'll go ahead here. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a little. At first, I wasn't as into it. It was a little slow. I was like, are they really gonna talk back and forth this much? But then it just really got going. I enjoyed all the actors. Everyone was fantastic. McConaughey didn't bother me. Kind of like Nick said, didn't matter to me. He didn't annoy me. So I feel like his character had the least to do almost. Or it was like the least fun character. I
He
really
was sort of the straight character.
yeah, he's a straight man, exactly. Colin Farrell was great. Hugh Grant, great. I'd watch it again. So, I wouldn't give it like an 8 or a 9, but I really did enjoy it. So I'll say 7.5.
Solid.
That's really
It's a movie.
Benny?
Eh,
Well, I can't really expand anymore, but I'll also go 7.5.
It's fine. We've said it all pretty much.
yeah. Go 7.25. I gotta go a little lower based on my skill. This was an entertaining movie. This movie just like never. I don't know, man. It was so easy to watch.
You've been raving about it for 2 hours and you give it a 7.25?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I don't understand why it's scale. We don't get your
That
scale.
scale makes no sense.
Bend your scale.
raving about it. How did I rave about it? What did I
You
literally
loved it.
on the fucking tape? Did I rave about it? What did I rave about it?
All right. All right.
You were raving about Devil's Backbone, and then you only gave it like an 8 out of 10 last week.
I got like a 4. No. It was like, no, it was an easy
You
one.
always do this. Manos, you did this. You gave Manos like a 7.5.
He's changing all history. You can't do this to a white man, and I'm white. You can't do this to me. So, I mean, it was good. You know, my scale is weird. You know, you gotta really impress me. It wasn't that impressive, but it was very fun to watch.
What time in the morning did you watch this movie?
I think I watched it in the afternoon,
Okay.
like 2 p.m.
I'm always curious what, yeah, it seems like you watch these, you cram them in.
I mean, I don't like to, but it kind of just ends up that way. At least I watched it. You know what I mean, Travis?
That's true.
I'm always like, yesterday, I actually had to look at our YouTube video to remember what we watched. A lot of times I forget what we're supposed to be watching until like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I have to cram it in. I haven't been good at all with that. I need to be better. Nick, what's your rating?
My score is actually 0.01 from the aggregate score here.
You want to take it down a notch?
It's a 7.7. And so we came in at a 7.69 collectively here.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I would have given it a 7.5, but Colin Farrell alone, I'll give it an extra couple little decimal points here. I thought, like I said before, it's Guy Ritchie. Like, he's a magician that can't do any new tricks. It's like it's got a hole in the hat and the bunny fell out of it, and it's like that's cool. The dialogue's not nearly as clever. The story's not nearly as clever. It's fine, but it doesn't make me say I can't, like, I have to go see the next Guy Ritchie film. And that's why I didn't watch this originally, because I was done with him.
Yeah.
And this was a fine ride, but I still feel the same way. I'm not looking for his movies anymore. Imagine if instead of Matthew McConaughey, that was played by DiCaprio, and the movie was directed by Scorsese. Like think about this story, like maybe tweaked a little bit with different bits going on and a different idea, like a different vision. This could be a serious movie. But you got Jeremy Short, like, playing in a league he's not supposed to be in here.
Jeremy Strong.
Like,
What was the purpose of that? Yeah, like why did he do that? What was the purpose of that?
There's so much that bothered me about it, but it wasn't enough to make me like ruin my time watching it. I was okay.
Here's a great question that I just thought of. You have to cut off a pound of flesh. Where are you taking it from?
Oh, also,
Yeah, probably got to go ass.
It's a big muscle though. It would be tough to sit after that.
You could get something. You could do something.
Well,
man, I think I might have my next. I'm up next, right? So I can pick the next movie.
Yeah.
What,
Do
7?
you guys want to watch A Pound of Flesh?
Is that a movie?
Well, the Merchant of Venice. That's the bit. He's a Jew, so that's the whole thing in the Merchant of Venice. Al Pacino in the Shakespeare role, he plays Shylock, but that's the thing. You have to take a pound of flesh, no more, no less, and that's in 7 as well.
Is it different than his role in Jack and Jill, where he plays a Shakespeare
very similar.
character?
It's actually funny you say that. Him playing him playing King Lear is very similar to what you get from him in Shylock for Merchant of Venice. But I like that he did that to the Jew. I actually liked that. He gave him the Jew bit right there back at him.
The Merchant of Venice. Huh?
To answer your question, Eric, a pound of flesh, I would probably take the ass would probably be the easiest place.
I think that's I think your guys aren't thinking about that. It sounds right off the bat, but you would never be able to sit again.
From your gut?
Well, I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, if you could take it off your stomach, I definitely have a pound or two I could take off.
Because then you just open in your cavity. You don't want to do that.
Well, you can't take off your calf. You can't.
Your thigh.
What do you think?
Yeah, Eric, what's the answer?
I would strategically take 10 ounces from like several parts of my body.
You got to go with a spot that's got more fat than muscle.
Thigh. I go with the thigh. That's what
Eric, you have 0 fat on your body, so you would be bad at this.
It's a pound of your flesh, fat or muscle, whatever.
I'm just saying to make it the least impact on what you can do moving forward. That would be the goal.
Where?
All right, hold on. But we're at an hour and 11 minutes.
Muscle.
Why?
Who's picking next? We gotta get this show on the road. Nick, you got anything on the table?
Yep. Oh, we're watching Fresh next week, fellas, and I'll pay for it if it's not available anywhere for free.
What's Fresh?
Fresh.
Fresh is.
God, I don't think I've ever seen this. I can't remember.
What is Fresh? I have not seen it.
Tupac Fresh?
I think I've seen some of it.
The old Fresh?
Popularized by a who did the song? I think it's like Joel Santana. Yeah. Popularized by the Joel Santana movie. I saw this on HBO when I was a wee young lad, and there's a scene in there that you'll see now that still to this day. I watched it last week. I had the same reaction I did when I was a kid. It's not okay. It's not cool.
That doesn't sound good.
It's
Samuel L. Jackson.
So, what you will very much like is Gustavo Fring as a
Giancarlo Esposito.
As a what?
As a drug dealer in a different guise.
Yeah.
You will very much like him.
He's super.
First time I saw him in Breaking Bad, I went, "Oh my God, that's the guy from Fresh." Samuel L. Jackson.
The story starts off.
The kid, I can't believe this kid. I was thinking, I looked him up after. I can't believe the kid didn't become a better actor. He didn't take off and do more.
But you talking about he was in the wood, Playboy.
He was in the
what?
what?
I never saw the wood.
Come on, Playboy. I got Morris Chestnut up in there. Omar Epps, Playboy. Alan Byers. We watch that shit every Thanksgiving.
Holding fluff on two.
Well, I'm not saying it's a 10, but I do think it's a perfect movie shoehorn. That kind of is something you wouldn't otherwise have seen if it wasn't nominated.
Because I listened to the song so many times. And the story starts off. You guys want to hear it? I'll tell you the whole lyrics.
Well, yeah, the lyrics explain the entire plot line.
Yeah. The little boy trapped in the ghetto. No matter what it does, he begged to the ghetto. And then he starts talking. It takes no days off from getting this cocaine off. He ran back and forth so much it pissed Jose off. But Jose, the cocaine boss. Drake from Colombia has cocaine sauce.
You sound like Denzel Washington right now.
What are we doing?
That's my son.
I like Denzel Washington.
We need to get Desi in here to do it, Denzel. All right. So we're watching Fresh. We're gonna stop recording. Happy 25th anniversary to all the shoehorners out there.
Nick, fuck you, Zach. Thanks.
Thank you, Zach. Good movie, Zach.
Fuck Zach and his hairy asshole.
Yeah.